Five things off the wall.
That's us, man. 24/7.
You should expect the unexpected. I mean,
Make it known that this is all about being 100% authentic.
We are live now.
So with that being said, let's jump right in. Let's start with Joe Budden then.
Let's talk about Joe Budden.
Let's talk about Joe.
Before we get too far down the Joe Budden rabbit hole, let's not act like Joe Budden does not have admitted, or I don't know if they've been diagnosed, but he has admitted emotional, mental health issues.
Once again, here we go with this. You know how I feel about that.
No, I get it, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's been diagnosed, but he understands he's irrational and unstable at times. And I don't know that that's ever been denied. So why are you surprised by anything that he said?
I feel like that's understandable, but if he knows that, then he needs to accept that and make it right with those other
I agree.
What is he making?
Wait. Give us some background. Give everybody background.
Because I honestly need the background.
Know.
All I know is he filed.
You don't want to talk about he got mental health issues.
So basically,
no, I'm saying this is why I said it. All
the
I
long
know
and
is
short of it is
Rory and Mal.
Well, wait. Before that, the long and short of it is, from my understanding, is that he told them to he told Rory to take a break.
Yeah.
For a couple of episodes.
Okay. All right. So let me go back.
Wait. Then Mal said, "I'm not recording without you." So he didn't record.
We got to go back before that, though.
What happened?
Before that, it was about the contract, right?
Yeah,
go ahead, Dad.
So here's the thing, right? So they are capital partners. That's for my business. Excuse me. They are equity partners, meaning that they're business partners and they're not employees under Joe.
Right.
The issue was that they are supposed to be getting quarterly reports from accounting on where the money is going, because whatever comes in, they get a cut of that. Mm. They've been asking for these joints since like 2019, and every time they ask about let me get an accountant report, Joe would have a problem with that, and Joe felt like, yo, who are you to ask me about where the money is going? There was always some type of, he was always annoyed at the fact that they would ask this. So this has been going on ever since 2018, 2019.
Right.
Yeah.
So and there was an issue with the I guess when they provided the figures before, there was an error.
There was a mistake. So what happened was
he asked for an update.
Yeah. So what happened was there was a from how it's all been reported. There was a $400,000 mistake on the report that was given to him. And Rory was like, hey, this is a mistake. And when he was like, and he said, if I'm wrong, correct me. He said this via email to the accounting company who provided the report. Once the accounting company saw the email, they responded and said, no, you are right. That is a mistake. Now, when that happened, apparently Joe was tight about that also. So this has been going on for a long time. And then it came to a head and Joe was like, you know what? I need you to, take some time off, kind of cool down because it's getting a little crazy. And Rory was like, all right, you know what? Maybe you're right. The problem with where Mal come into play is that Mal talked to Joe, was like, Joe, basically in a sense, what gives you the right to say, yo, you need to take a leave of absence? What gives you the right to say, Rory, what gives you the right to say, Rory, take a leave of absence?
This is the Joe Budden podcast. And
when Mal said that, Joe responded in a way that was out of line and out of pocket, apparently.
Did he say something like it's none of your business or something?
I don't know what he said. I just know whatever
That's what Mal was saying. Mal said,
he
said, like, it's none of your business. And Mal was like, who are you to tell me it's none of
my business? However it was said, it was to the point where it was like, you know what? I'm going to take some time off too, because if we keep talking, it's going to go to blows, right? So during this time, So during this time, when Mal and Roy was off the show, Joe brought on two other cats to take his place.
I love Joe Budden.
To take their place, right?
I love Joe Budden. So
So
sleazy.
just so at this point, he must have felt
He
like,
would.
you know, all right, these cats are expendable, right?
So hold on, before you get too far down, does one of you who sent the video out of the fellow who gave like the same summary you're giving right now? Though? Whichever it was you, right?
No. Which one?
It
The
was.
one
It
from
was
Barstool. If it was from Barstool, that's
Barstool, that was from me.
okay. So dude summarized it just like you did, Dev. But I think one of the things that you're kind of leaving out that kind of, I guess, to me, highlights the crux of this. When you have a show like the Joe Budden podcast or any other show of that nature, where there is one star, right? Named the namesake of the show. The star feels like, yo, it's my show. That's why my name is on the show. And that's why, like, if there's no me, there's no show.
you're right.
That's
Right?
not true.
So hold on.
Oh.
He said there's
Okay.
with no me, there's no show. But then
Right.
you have the supporting cast that says, yeah, your name's on the show. Without us to give you that balance, there is no show either. So
True.
they feel like we're equally as valuable in the show, and the show front runner feels like, yeah, but whatever, it's my show. So I feel like that's really what it is. And then when we talk about,
Right.
and we're talking about, this is Joe Budden here. This is
Right.
holy wife beater dude who chased down the cats who tried to, what was they throwing?
Yeah, they do something. But here's the thing about that, and
He's
you're
off.
You're absolutely right. But that he doesn't get a pass for this, and here's why.
I don't think he should get passed.
Well, here's the thing, right? So Joe Budden started his podcast, I think, in 2015. He was dolo, right? He actually invited Mal and Rory on the show, and as soon as he invited,
Episode 5.
right,
Episode 5, he invited Rory,
right,
but
then-
Rory
and
was
then-
already in. But Rory was already in the background because he had people helping out before he even joined.
right, and then they was like, "Yo, bring Mal on." And then once they brought Mal on, they saw the chemistry was dope, and they just continued to keep it moving. Now,
So
here's
this
the
was
thing.
like, this was post Everyday Struggle, right? Or was it
I don't know.
congruent with Everyday Struggle? Because this is the thing that I think.
I think Everyday Struggle actually happened after.
Nah,
Take him on.
because he left Everyday Struggle to do Joe
Yeah,
Budden
I don't
podcast,
know.
right?
I don't know.
Because
I
Everyday
don't-
Struggle was the thing for a long time, and I think, and this is where I'm not giving Joe Budden a pass. I am, however, saying there's his I don't understand his rationale, but his rationale is coming from a place of these shows are being carried by me and my personality.
But
You people provide balance, right? Like, so let's
Yeah.
look at our show, right?
But you're right. But wait, but hold on. Before you go into that, before you go any deeper, let me just say this. You're right. I'm not saying that you're not right. You're absolutely right. But here's the thing.
Just
The
like
thing-
you were right about the breaker and the fuse box, and I acknowledged that way before 15 minutes into the call.
And the banana in the tailpipe.
But you also say that you acknowledge it at the end of the conversation. So anyway, here's the thing. The thing is, their ratings and their money didn't start coming in like that until Rory and Mal actually came on the show. And to also talk about the fact that, for Joe to be like, well, who are you to question what I do with the show? True is your show, your name is on it, and you don't necessarily need us. However, we are equity partners on this written contract, which means we are business partners. I don't work
I'm
for
entitled.
you. We
Right,
work
I'm
together.
entitled to.
I'm entitled to that
Right.
because we are business partners. So
Now-
I'll just leave it there.
Now, so no, let's talk about our show. There is no one personality on this show that is the lead of this show, right? We're all very similar in a lot of ways, but we have divergent personalities that work well together, right? That's our show. We have a good unit. The Joe Budden podcast is the Joe Budden podcast. It's not Joe Budden, Rory and Mal. So at Everyday Struggle, you could argue that Joe Budden can never fly off the handle like this because it's the Everyday Struggle. It's the entire team, right? But the reality of the Everyday Struggle podcast and the Everyday Struggle show is that without Joe Budden, that show is not nearly as entertaining. You take Joe Budden off of the Joe Budden podcast and just leave it to Rory and Mal, they might be able to provide some very great insight to things, but they need him. He doesn't necessarily need them as much as they need him specifically.
So the bottom,
or the argument could be made.
We're going to find that
out
out because they actually are coming out with their own podcast.
Right. But or the argument could be made that they need each other or they need the characters that each other play. Right.
So the bottom line is that if Joe Budden wanted the money to go more his way, he should have structured a contract with even with it being the Joe Budden podcast. He should have said
the money is going more his way. It was
you're right. I'm saying
the percentage they're getting is nothing compared to what Joe gets.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. They should have structured a contract that way, so it would have been legit. Like if I know that I'm coming from another podcast and people checking for me, and I'm starting this, and then I'm inviting you to it. I'm going to at least give myself, 51%, and give you all, you all split the rest of that. I'm going to give myself. Most people, when they're bringing somebody else into a business, they're not giving them equal percentage. They give themselves more percentage, and then that way they have more of the ownership in it. So, so he was wrong in the way he structured the contract.
But Tiffany Haddish said something. Somebody, I think it was Angela Yee, asked Tiffany Haddish about Girls Trip 2, and I was listening to it on the radio, so I couldn't see what I assumed was a gesture she made when Angela Yee asked her about, what's up with Girls Trip 2. I'm assuming Tiffany Haddish alluded to the money not being right. She was like, when I first did that movie, I was the newbie. I was the low man on the totem pole. She said, but now I'm a star. She said, I might be a top earner out of all of that. So with that being said, no, she was basically saying, she's like, now I'll take one for the team to make the movie happen, but we still gonna have to talk about some money, different money than what it was. She was like, whether it comes on the back end or whether it comes through residuals or whatever it is, my money got to be different. So I think that's where Joe Budden's coming from.
But for them, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about we need to be an equal share. It was nothing about that. It was just, I want to see the numbers. And Joe felt like he didn't have to show them. And yes, you do, because even though you are the voice and you are the one that brought us all together, you are the one that set the foundation for this thing. We still want to make sure that we're getting our cut of what we agreed upon. I don't care that I'm not getting as much as you are. I want to get equal parts. I want to make sure that what that we did agree upon, that we're getting that.
But that's what I mean. He's put himself in a position where I am the leader. I'm of a different caliber than you peons. So I deserve some control over whatever. That's his rationale.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying
so it was about the money, because even though, they wanted to see, but they wanted to see we were getting what we agreed upon, which was equal. And if Joe didn't want to show them
my money is,
I don't want you to see it because I feel like I deserve more than y'all.
Joe is, his problem is his pride and the way, and because his kids control, because it's not like they're saying, oh, you're not giving me enough money. I just want to make sure it's right. Joe's problem is he don't want to be questioned. He feels like he needs to be the one to say what he says, and that's what Mal said. But Mal also said if you listen to what they're saying, Mal also said that for a while he has started moving funny with the way he was treating them. There were times where he even said, you treat me like we work for you, like I work for you, like you're my boss, and that's not it. So it's not even about, it isn't about the fact that we're not getting paid as much as you or you're getting more. I just want to see. And you have a problem with me asking you to see. Every time we bring it up, you want to go off as if you're doing some grimy stuff. We don't care about what we don't care.
But
don't feel like you can't be questioned.
Do y'all feel like they acted like his employees in the way they kind of back down to him?
Back down? What do you mean back down?
He said, step off the show, you're fired, like whatever. And then they don't show up for the show.
No. Well, here's the thing, right? He stepped off the show because he actually was ready to go to blows with the dude.
I'm gonna have to punch you in the face.
Fight.
It's my show. I'm gonna punch you in the face. It's my show. It's my show, just like it's your show.
Right. No. So here's the thing.
I'm being serious.
Wait. So in Joe's mind, this was, even though you all have come on and you have equal equity in this show, it's still my show. From the moment that he invited them to the show,
right,
he looked at it as his show.
Show.
And even if it wasn't in the contract or even spoken
So why is that relevant? Why is that relevant?
That's not the point. We're not.
Right.
So we can't, because we cannot rationalize Joe Budden's thinking.
Right.
Because I think we've all acknowledged that he's different and he thinks
Right.
different, whether it's logical or illogical.
Well, it's ego.
Different.
It's
Right.
I mean, it's the
ego.
pride and
It's
the
ego and
right?
pride.
Right.
That's
No matter
exactly what it
right.
is.
So let's not rationalize it because he's a prideful human and that's what he's coming from. But what I'm saying is, if I know I'm an equity partner in this business, right? The four of us are equity partners, right? If Crystal changes the password so that I can't get on anymore, right? What is my job as an equity partner? What are my rights as an equity partner? I'm not just gonna back down and be like, all right, whatever, it is what it is, right?
Mhm.
I'm not doing that because we're equity partners. I have the say so. So I need to be on the show, just like the three of you need to be on the show.
So he shouldn't. So you're saying that Rory shouldn't have been like, all right, I'll take a break.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't tell me to take a break on some old I'm your boss type stuff. Now, if you come to me and say, yo, Walt, we know you got a lot going on. You're way off on the show, man. Your chemistry's off. You're messing up the balance right now. Take a break, man. Get your mind right, and then come back to the show. That's different.
But that could have been how it was conveyed, though.
The way from this way y'all, I didn't hear it. So the way y'all explained it to me now, it seemed like, how about take a break because we're going too much back and forth about this money stuff. It wasn't about you ruining the show. It's about personally, I'm not feeling you right now.
Yeah, but that bleeds, that the chemistry, that type of energy bleeds into the show, though.
It does bleed into the show, but that's if one person. So if Rory, if Rory and Joe come to Mal and say like, yo, bro, things is off. You know what I'm saying? Cool, I get it. But if just Joe comes to him and like, yeah, dog, you need to step down, man. You're trash right now. That's not equity. That's like.
So I have a question. Do you think that Joe would have said that to Mal?
I don't know. I've never listened to their show.
I mean, no, what I'm saying is just thinking about what we're talking about here. And he told Rory to take a break, right? Like, just miss a couple of episodes. That's what he told him. Do you think that if Mal was the one bringing up the money and always trying to and questioning him about it, and it got to the point where it was whatever, do you think Joe would have suggested for Mal to take a break?
Why don't we ask the fans?
Because I don't think so. I think that I think that sometimes people take advantage of people that they think they can take advantage of.
Again, I don't know who the personalities of Rory and Mal, so I wouldn't be able to speak wisely on it. But I'm not talking about Mal's personality. I'm talking about Joe's personality. Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess, but if he feels like he can take advantage of Rory and not Mal, is it because of Rory's personality and Mal's personality? That's what you're asking.
You know what? I just think Joe saw himself, even though he never said it, he saw himself as their boss. In that, you know what I mean? And so, and I think for him to even say you're fired, like, how can you fire me if we're equity partners in the show?
The exact
right. So he always how can you fire me? You can't fire me.
Let's also keep in mind that Joe Budden did apologize for how he went about everything. You know what I'm saying?
You know who else apologized?
Peace, beautiful people. It's your boy Dad. Listen, man, follow, like, subscribe. 5 Things Off the Wall. We are available on YouTube and IG. 5 Things Off the Wall. 5TOTW. Peace.